Glasses. Now, Harry.
I'm almost as moved to tears by his reading of that as I was when I wrote it. Thank you, Chris. There'll be a separate card for you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My thanks first. First of all, how high was Paul Shearer when he recorded that? Fuck, man. And he memorized it too. Me. First, my thanks to Fest Forum for this honor. This is my first Lifetime Achievement Award, although in fairness, it's also my first lifetime. I think the real award, though, must go to Phil, the director of The Right Stuff, because two cast members of that same movie are up here today. I don't think that's ever been done before, so I'm looking at Ed Harris going, what happened, man? I've been part of, as it's been pointed out repeatedly here, two fairly iconic showbiz projects, as well as a number of more obscure creative ventures. I've been lucky enough to collaborate with some of the funniest people around, from the aforeviewed Mr. Guest here, and our mutual friend, Mr. McKeon, to Martin Mull, Marty Short, and Albert Brooks, who will, for the duration of these remarks, be changing his given name to Martin. I've also been lucky enough in more recent years to collaborate with an amazing group of musicians, most notably a man who happens to be here today, so he's clearly out of work. And so I kind of have to mention him, producer, keyboardist, arranger, CJ Vance. Stand up, CJ. He already was standing up. I thought, when I entered college at UCLA, go Bruins, that my 8 years as a child actor were the totality of my allotted time in showbiz, that I would proceed to have a serious adulthood in journalism or government or teaching. The military draft gave me the chance and the necessity to try all three. They all seemed absolutely superior to participating in a horribly misbegotten war. In other words, just like Dick Cheney, I had other priorities. But as soon as my eligibility was over, I found myself scampering back to comedy and satire, and my first love, radio. That's when I learned that if your parents are sane, and that is a huge if, being in show business as a kid is way more fun than doing it for real. I promised myself only one thing when I renewed my union cards. This time, I was in it for life. That turns out to have been kind of an important commitment, because the industry has so many ways to filter you out and scare you out and bum you out that prudence would usually dictate a dignified retreat into something more fulfilling, like hog farm waste mitigation. But like a guest at a dinner party that only gets good after the 8th bottle of champagne was opened, I'm very glad I stayed. I'm profoundly grateful to my aforementioned parents for their aforementioned sanity, particularly my mom, who was a single parent during my adolescence, for which they don't, but should, give awards. I had some amazing teachers and a wonderful mentor at UCLA, improbably enough, the campus Presbyterian chaplain, who just passed away this year. My thanks go to Lori Kirby. Lori! How are you, darling? I know you. And Stu McNaught, for organizing this when apparently Joe Piscopo had a scheduling conflict. And of course, I'm more grateful than I can say, so I won't say it. No, I'm more grateful than words can appropriately express to my wife of the last quarter century, my child bride, and my favorite collaborator, the great Miss Judith Owen. This ride has been, despite my cynicism about the business, been full of the greatest, most wonderful laughs that it's possible to have in a lifetime. And my achievement, I guess, is that I've been able to enjoy the ride. And much like Dennis, I have an unveiled threat. I'm not done yet. Thanks very much.